I was functioning in this industry all out of ego because it's all driven of the way I look. So it's a lot of I get validated from the way I look. So I got obsessed with being validated. Okay, I need to really look this way. I need to focus on that. So, and it disconnected me more and more from my intuitivity, my inner voice, or from God in a sense, because it's all the same. So I experienced over the last 10 years like multiple physical as well as mental burnouts. Go crazy diets, crazy workouts till you can't anymore, then you fall back. A weekend bad, can do nothing, and it's like a vicious cycle. So it really just was the beginning of this year where we went to New York, Kate and I. It was like I'm ready to tackle it again. Go back to New York. I want to move to New York. One of the biggest male model ever, like all ego driven. Started running at the same time last year in October or something, and wanted to be the best runner ever. Early 30s, very difficult to do that, but it wasn't really in my head. So I started running like crazy, did it running away in a sense too. So to make a long story short, we came back here, and the first week we came back, I went for a long run, and the next day I woke up, I couldn't walk. My lower back was shot, my hips were so tight, and I physically couldn't do it anymore. And then it was in this low moment where I reminded myself of my father, his siblings, and I'm like, okay, if I'm not changing something, I'm gonna end up the same way as he did, just like falling apart in older age, and like just being not so disconnected from myself. So that's when I stumbled across all of that. And I read a lot of books over the last years that done yoga and done a lot of things, but there's one thing to do things, another way is to live it. So when I realized I've never really lived that, by that, let's say, in yoga you have different ways they live their life by, or like in Buddhism, Christianity, the number one is for everyone. It's like the golden rule, don't harm anyone the way you would want to be harmed,
Yep.
And I never really paid close attention to that. So in this moment, I was like, I'm gonna go all in, and I want to be that person who helps other people. I did fitness, personal training, nutrition coaching all in the past, but never really gave me the driver to where I'm like, okay, this is it. Once I found all that, and like the more I worked on myself, the more I worked in friends, family, other people, all of a sudden, okay, that's it. And I truly found my purpose. And once I really said to myself, that's it, I'm going all in. I'm doing anything I can to go stay on this path and grow into that man, which is an endless journey, But the more I'm doing it on a daily basis, the more I'm focusing on self-love, compassion for myself, for other people, the more doors are opening up and the more people coming into my life. And it brought me to this moment right here, which is beautiful, because I'm sure a year ago we wouldn't have had this conversation because I was a very different person. But it just shows really when you want to do something and you do it on a daily basis, you don't even have to do it sometimes for hours. It's more with intention. All of a sudden, you can change your entire life around within like weeks or months, and everyone can do that. It's just a matter of, are you willing to take the first steps? Because the first couple of weeks is going to suck. Like everything, if you want to learn a language, the first couple of weeks, you want to play guitar, want to pick up anything you want to learn, it's going to suck. But it's about persistency, consistency, but being precise and like really sticking with it. And like, okay, I know I can do that. And over time, all of a sudden, it becomes natural. It's like, we all started learning riding a bike, and now everyone jumps on the bike and never thought about how often you fell down when you were little. It's the same thing. And it becomes natural, and you never unlearn that. Certain skills you don't unlearn anymore. And I feel when it comes on an emotional level and how to deal with people, it's about like manners and like how to look at people or like understand someone from a place of love and compassion. And you'll never unlearn that, because it's the way we're supposed to live anyways. So unless you go down like a rabbit hole, whether it's drugs or whatever it is, and you become like completely numb, if you present with yourself and like you the person waking up every day want to do a little bit better, you don't unlearn that, even if you don't pick it up, quote unquote, every single day.
It's really true. And it's inspiring the journey that you went on, because you were in a place that you knew wasn't right for you. It was misaligned with what your soul was telling you was the way to go, and you were able to take the bull by the horns and shift your life into a place where you knew it was right for you, the path of healing and a path of alignment with your soul, and you shaved your head and you went all in.
I did.